You ever notice how some businesses just feel easy to work with and others feel like they're fighting the system just to get a simple answer? You call one place, someone answers right away, gets your information, sets the next step, and you feel taken care of. You call another place, it rings forever, goes to voicemail, nobody calls back until 2 or 3 or even 5 days later. And by then, you've already moved on. Now, imagine you're running a law firm in 2026. Phones ringing non-stop, emails piling up, intake staff stretched very thin, after hours calls go unanswered all of the time, good cases slipping away quietly. Not because the firm isn't skilled, not because the attorney, not because they're not great neither. No, it's not that. But because the front door of the business gets overwhelmed. That's what we're talking about today. How law firms are using voice AI intake systems to clean up the chaos, capture more opportunities, and run smoother operations without burning out their teams. Okay, so let's get into the video. Law firms today aren't just competing on reputation and results anymore. They're competing on how fast someone gets answered. Okay, how clearly information gets collected, how consistent the intake process feels, and how easy it is for a potential client to move forward. People expect instant responses now. They don't want to leave voicemails, they don't want to repeat their story 5 times over. They want clarity, speed, and follow through. And most firms, even the great ones, right, struggle to keep up with that pace using only manual intake processes. That's where voice AI intake systems come in. So let's keep this simple. A voice AI intake system answers calls, understands what the caller is saying, asks the right intake questions, collects the details, and sends that information directly into the firm's system. It's not giving legal advice, and your chatbot should not. Your voice AI tech should not. Okay. It's not making decisions on those cases. What it is doing is it's handling the front end organization and information flow so the firm stays responsive and organized. So think of it like a digital intake workflow that never misses a call and always follows the same structured process. It can answer calls immediately, ask practice specific questions as well, collect contact information and case details. It can also route the information properly, okay, to a portion of your legal counsel or your attorney, right? It can schedule consultations when appropriate. It can sync everything into a CRM or case software. And that's it. Okay. Just clean operations. All right. That is it. So if you're inside a law firm, this probably sounds familiar to you. Missed calls cost money. A surprising percentage of inbound calls never get answered, especially after hours, during lunch, or when the phones are busy. Slow follow up loses momentum. When someone has to wait hours or days to hear back, they often just move on. Inconsistent intake creates messy data. Different staff members ask different questions, skip details, or record information differently. Staff burnout, that is real, okay? Intake teams juggle nonstop calls, emotional conversations, data entry, and scheduling all at once. Manual processes slow everything down. Information gets retyped, misplaced, or delayed between systems. None of this reflects badly on the people working there. No, it does not. It's just what happens when volume increases and systems don't evolve. In 2026, firms are configuring voice AI systems to match their workflows and their compliance needs. Here's what that looks like in everyday terms: 24/7 call coverage. Every call gets answered, even nights and weekends if they call. No more voicemail black holes. Okay. Structured intake questions, right? The system asks the same organized questions every time based on the firm's practice areas, things like incident details, timelines, location, urgency, and contact information. Pre qualification rules. Certain basic filters help route calls properly so staff can focus on the right follow ups. Scheduling support. Consultations can be booked directly into calendars with confirmations sent automatically. Clean data flow. Information moves straight into the firm's systems without manual reentry. And then, last but not least, language accessibility. Some firms use multilingual options to better serve their local communities. This creates consistency, clarity, and speed across the front end of the firm. So, what this means for your law firm, for your business health, I would say. When firms actually implement this well, the result tends to show up in practical ways. So, more calls answered, faster response times, fewer loss opportunities, cleaner intake records. um, excuse me. Sorry about that. Cleaner intake records, less pressure on staff, better visibility into lead sources, and smoother scheduling flow. It's not about replacing people. Okay. I know you hear that a lot, but it's not about replacing people. It is about reducing friction in the system so everyone can operate more effectively. Okay. So let's keep expectations grounded, right? So voice AI systems do not or should not, okay, in your case, being a law firm, provide legal advice. Voice AI systems do not interpret liability, okay? Voice AI systems do not evaluate case value, okay? Voice AI systems do not replace attorney judgment, okay? No. Voice AI systems do not make legal decisions. No, it does not and should not and will not. Okay. Voice AI systems do not sign clients. Okay. What they do is they support operations and information flow. Legal work remains firmly in the hands of the professionals. That clarity is what keeps systems responsible and trustworthy. Okay. Clarity is what keeps systems responsible, okay, and trustworthy. So, law firms all over the place now, okay, are adopting these tools because client expectations are changing faster than manual systems can just keep up, okay? Manual systems can't keep up like that anymore. And speed matters, consistency matters, clear communication matters, and operational visibility matters. Firms that modernize their intake systems now tend to gain stability and predictability in how leads flow through the business. All right. So it's about building resilient operations for your law firm. So at the end of the day, strong firms are not built only on legal knowledge. They're built on how well they manage communication, systems, and trust from the very first phone call. Every ring of the phone is a doorway. Every unanswered call is a quiet mischance. Every smooth intake experience builds confidence before the first meeting even happens. Technology doesn't replace the craft of law, it supports the structure that allows the craft to thrive, right? And the firms that treat their front door with the same care as their courtroom strategy, those are the ones setting the pace in 2026 and beyond. If this brought value to your thinking, share it with someone in legal operations or leadership who needs to hear it. Until next time, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for being here and look forward to the next video. Like, share, and subscribe.